This entire story is fictional and created only for entertainment purposes. In a future where silence speaks louder than sound, one signal has begun to rewrite humanity. The Signal from the Future. Season 1, Episode 7. Echoes in the Sky. It started subtly. The horizon shimmered, bending like liquid glass over the curvature of the earth. Airplanes, once roaring through the upper atmosphere, seemed to hang motionless, suspended against a canvas of pulsing clouds. The rhythm was hypnotic, a slow, steady beat that resonated in the very air. Across the world, every radio, every speaker, every device capable of sound began to hum. It was a single, unbroken tone, pure, angelic, yet undeniably mechanical. A global orchestra playing one perfect, impossible note. When the sky began to sing, no one knew if it was a song or a warning. The world held its breath, listening. High in a remote mountain observatory, the air crackled with a different kind of energy. Leora and Dr. Myra raced against time, their fingers flying across holographic interfaces, rebooting the global receiver network. Miles of fiber optic cables and satellite links sprang back to life. Online, a counter ticked upwards, showing thousands, then millions of people tuning in. Their digital presence, a silent testament to a world united in curiosity and fear. Mira stared at the oscillating waveform on the main screen, her eyes wide. "It's learning," she breathed. "It's adjusting to our frequencies, finding the clearest path." Leora, her gaze fixed on the same mesmerizing pattern, offered a chilling alternative. "Or," she said softly, "we're adjusting to its voice." As if in response, an alert flashed across the screens in stark red letters. Signal intensity plus 400%. The hum intensified, no longer just a sound, but a physical pressure. Meanwhile, in a darkened lab miles below, Oren worked feverishly. He was a cartographer of the unseen, a mapper of cosmic noise. With practiced precision, he overlaid the signal's complex geometric pattern onto a projection of the world map. The pieces clicked into place. The luminous halo generated by the signal wasn't random. It perfectly mirrored the orbital paths of Earth's thousands of satellites, a celestial spiderweb of human creation. "It's drawing a mirror," Oren announced, his voice tight with awe. "It wants us to see what we've built, what we've wrapped around our own planet." Just then, a soft, low tremor shook the entire facility. The team looked up, not in alarm, but in wonder. Through the reinforced skylights they saw it, the ethereal, dancing lights of the aurora borealis, no longer confined to the poles, were spreading across the equator in a vibrant, impossible display. The sky itself was being rewritten. The phenomenon wasn't just in the sky, it was on the ground, in the people. From the bustling squares of Tokyo to the quiet fields of rural America, citizens gathered. They stood in open spaces, their faces turned upward, their eyes glowing with a faint, ethereal blue light. And they began to hum. Not consciously, not deliberately, but as if their bodies were instruments played by an invisible hand. They hummed the signal's melody in perfect, unplanned harmony. The atmosphere thickened, charged with static. Then lightning, not from storm clouds, but from the clear, resonant sky, struck the earth in perfect sync with the sound. Around the world, a medical miracle lore monstrosity was occurring. Every single human heartbeat on the planet aligned, beating as one with the cosmic rhythm. It wasn't possession, it was participation. A global choir, singing a song they didn't know they knew. Leora felt a sudden disorienting pull, a memory not her own but inherited. She was seeing through the eyes of her father, an astronomer back in 2098. He stood in this very observatory, surrounded by older, clunkier equipment, aiming a microphone at the silent stars. An old audio file played in her mind, his voice tinny and filled with a hopeful patience. "If the day comes when the sky sings," his recording whispered, "listen. Don't be afraid. Just listen. It means we've been heard." The memory faded, leaving Leora back in the humming present of 2130. Tears welled in her eyes as she stared at the pulsing heavens. "Dad," she whispered to the empty air, "they're listening back." The world reacted. News reports flickered across screens in a rapid-fire montage. A scientist in Geneva reported power grids are stable, but they're resonating. They're vibrating at the signal's core frequency. A biologist in the Amazon noted bird migration patterns have reversed course mid-flight. An atmospheric chemist in Antarctica added, global oxygen density is rising. It's subtle, but it's measurable. The planet is breathing? It was a global awakening, a planetary system responding to a stimulus it hadn't felt in millennia, if ever. Every system, natural and man-made, was falling into sync with the sky's mysterious song. Following a trail of energy signatures and ancient maps, the team arrived at a hollow mountain in the frozen heart of Norway. The entrance was hidden, almost erased by time. Inside, the air was still and ancient. They found a colossal structure, prodigital, built from a strange dark stone that seemed to absorb the light. Its walls were covered in intricate symbols, patterns that were shockingly, impossibly familiar. They were a perfect match for the signal's waveform. It's not alien, Mira declared, tracing a symbol with a trembling hand. It's human. Or from something that was once human, something ancient, responding to its own reflection in our modern technology. At the center of the chamber was a core mechanism. The shared, determined look, they activated it. The mountain itself began to hum, the sound building from a low thrum to a deafening roar. The energy didn't stay contained. It erupted from the mountaintop, expanding into the sky like a second sonic storm, meeting the signal from above. The two forces met, and the sky turned to static. The hum, the light, the very fabric of the air warped. Then, within the chaos, letters began to form, spelled out in crackling energy for the entire world to see, not ending, expanding. The words hung in the sky before dissolving. Then, the signal broke through every broadcast, every screen, every device on the planet. It wasn't a warning or a song anymore. It was a singular image, one brilliant pulse of pure white light. For one single silent second, the entire planet shared a single thought, a single vision, a single heartbeat. Inside that blinding light, Leora saw everything. She saw fragments of memories, not just her own, but from millions of strangers. Her first kiss in Paris, a child's laughter in Nairobi, a quiet moment of grief in a hospital room in Seoul. It was a shared consciousness, a web of human experience being woven together in real time. Then a voice, distorted and familiar, echoed through the light, speaking through the signal's frequency. To evolve, you must echo. Leora felt an instinctual urge. She reached her hand toward the sky, toward the light. At that moment, her reflection appeared in every single glowing blue eye around the world. She was one, and she was all. And then, as suddenly as it began, it was over. The hum faded into absolute silence. The clouds stopped their rhythmic dance. The air grew still. The unnatural blue glow in people's eyes vanished. Night fell, and the stars returned. But they were wrong. The constellations were rearranged, shifted into new patterns. And there, written in the stars themselves, was a final message, a cosmic truth revealed. The sky is not above you anymore. In the profound silence, we waited. The sky was no longer a ceiling, but a new, unknown territory. The signal would speak again. We knew it, and this time it would call a name. Next episode. The first human answers.